Hi everybody. I'm so excited that you guys hopped on. So I got the idea a few days ago to get Gian and Carissa involved and just do this Zoom. And because I know so many people have been joining this team lately. Last month, the month before, really the past couple of months, there's so many new team members, which means there's so many of you pushing for that Ruby promotion. I loved these kind of trainings when I was going Ruby. Even when I was a Ruby, I loved getting poured into by the leaders on my team. It's really what kept my fire lit. So I'm hoping we can do that for you guys tonight. We're just going to be talking about, the technicalities of going Ruby, charting Ruby and what that looks like, things you should be doing in your business every day, and finding your motivation and finding your confidence in this business. So those are the things we're going to be focusing on. I think we're just going to go ahead and dive in. We're already recording, and Carissa's just going to start. She's going to share her story with you guys and then start with showing you guys how to chart Ruby. You can go ahead, Carissa, whenever you're ready.
Hey guys, my name is Carissa. I joined this business in August of 2015, so about 19 months ago, and then I went diamond back in March. So I went and I got my $10,000 bonus with my two other girls that are on here hosting, so that was awesome. But I'm really glad we're focusing on like rubies tonight, because rubies are the building blocks of the business. Like if you look at anybody's chart, like an emerald, that's 2 ruby legs that you need. A diamond, that's only 3 rubies that you need. So I think people kind of get a little bit overwhelmed.
I think yours muted, Carissa.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're good now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is the ruby chart. Let me know if you can or can't see it.
I sure can.
Okay, perfect. So what that chart does, I'll just switch my camera. So it's super simple once you get it figured out. I'm not going to do that. Just kidding. Sorry, guys. I'm like having the worst technical difficulties today. So you are the center box. And then all you need to go Ruby is you need 1 executive and then 2 400 boxes. So that's 2 qualified legs. And so what a qualified leg is somebody that is at 400 GV. So you really want to make sure that you're getting everybody into the 400 club. And that kind of comes along with the steps to success. So if you're filling out the steps to success every single month, you're not going to have a problem going Ruby. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. And these are our steps to success. So the first step is to join the party, which if you're on this Zoom, you already did that. The second step is to gather your first 2 loyal customers. So those 2 loyal customers are going to make you fast start qualified. And then you're going to be able to earn unlimited fast start bonuses. And then you're going to want to earn another 2 loyal customers, and then you already have your second step completed. And then the third step is just to go Ruby. So it's super simple. Like I said, if you just continue to kind of work those steps and just do that every single month, you are going to be successful with that. So another thing that I just wanted to touch on, once you join the business, just kind of the importance of that auto shipment. So that's going to get you commission qualified. So if you're going for Ruby, which everybody on this Zoom pretty much is, you don't want to miss out on your paycheck. So if you're planning and your game plan is like, I'm not going to run an auto shipment, I'm just going to sell 150 PBV to get commission qualified. Okay, I totally understand that. Like maybe the first month if money is tight, but if you are serious about your business, you are going to be a product of the product. And ordering, and if you can't, then I get it. Talk to your upline about that. But you can buy wraps and you can sell those wraps and make your money back. But at least like buy a box of wraps and then I'll be like, buy like hair, skin, and nails with it, or buy greens with it. Like
with those first 4, Carissa, they're going to get those wrap rewards, right?
Right. And so you're get 2 boxes for $25 each, and then you can sell that and make a $200 profit. So you can do that right away. So don't wait. Get those first 4 loyal customers right away. And then just get your Wrap Rewards. Do you guys know when they expire? Because Wrap Rewards do expire.
It's a 30-day thing.
Okay, so yeah. So don't miss out on that. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to like save them all up, because they do expire. So don't miss out on that. But I just think it's always best. Like, I've never turned off my auto shipment. And I just don't recommend it, because if somebody returns a product, you're going to miss out on that. And Ruby's make an average of $5.99 a month. And let's say you're charted Ruby and you've helped your team get there. And then all of a sudden it's May or June 30th. And you're like, oh my gosh, like my friend just returned her hair, skin, and nails or something. And you fall under. It's not worth losing a $600 paycheck for something like that. And another way to help, I think some people are like, what if I'm working really hard and nobody on my team is working? That's okay. Just encourage them, because you never know when it's going to click for somebody. I never want you to give up on anybody, but always just surround yourself with the positive people on your team and the people that want this business, because there are so many people out there that want this opportunity. And it's just your job to show it to them and just keep working with it. So yeah, I think that's it for How to Go Ruby.
So that's just 5 people, all of them at 400 GV. That's it, you guys. That's how you chart for Ruby. You did so great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I think next up is Gian. She's going to go into what leaders do every day, how to take action in your business, be intentional. Take it away.
Yay! Hi, everybody. So I'm Gian. I'm in Canada. I'm a diamond leader. I enrolled with Claire back in December 2016. So it's been 17 months now. And it just has been amazing. My husband is on my team as well. So we have always promoted together, and we have earned double paychecks since then. And now I'm super close to double diamond, and I'm super excited to be making this Zoom with the girls, because I remember when I was back like at distributor or executive or even Ruby, like sometimes we tend to overcomplicate things when you look at your chart, but it's so easy when you understand that you only need 1 ruby or 2 rubies, and then it just goes like up and up, 3 rubies, 4 rubies, as like when you go climbing the ranks. And if you get everybody to want to get to Ruby and to go there, things are going to be so much smoother and so much easier than if you're doing all by yourself. So I really wanted to talk about leadership, because you don't have to wait to have a bunch of people under you to be a leader. I always say you're a leader for yourself when you're first starting. And this is super important. You need to cheer on yourself. You need to be positive. You need to be getting better every day. This is the first leadership experience you're going to be having, because when we treat this business as a hobby, we are not being a leader. And when we treat it as a business, we are being a leader. And technically, a leader is your ability to establish a following among other individuals or other teams. So I see all of these, and all of you guys are probably in there too, in Freedom Legacy. Some of you might be distributor, might be executive, and you guys are leaders because you're always posting, you're always positive, and I have like specific faces in my head, but you are leaders, but I'm not like on your team and I'm not in your downline. But for me, you are a leader because of the way you comment on things, because of the way you motivate people, you're positive, and people will always follow you. So you're always going to be attracting to you people that feel that your energy has something. And this will be happening to you. You're going to get people that are going to message you and you're not even going to understand why, but they're going to tell you it's because of your energy, or I feel that you're different or something. People can feel every single thing. So as a leader, things that you should be doing every day is better yourself. I know we say it every day, but read books, go on YouTube and find a bunch of Zooms. There are so many Zooms. If you don't know who to go watch, just get with your upline to have a few names. We always emphasize on this, but like just get real with yourself and ask yourself, am I really doing my self-development every day? Or am I just listening to people telling me to do it? Because those are two completely different things. You don't need to be doing 2 hours a day of self-development. Nobody has time for that. And we don't join this business because we have a lot of time. You know, I'm super busy. I have 3 kids at home. I have another business. I'm like never working my business during the day, seriously. And I got where I am now because I'm consistent and I work it every single day for the amount of time that I have. So even if you have only like 10 minutes, may it be 10 minutes. If you have 5 minutes, may it be 5 minutes, because you can be hearing something or reading something that is going to just hit you and it's going to change everything. It can change the way you're going to be posting. It can give you like this super bright idea. So like if you have one thing that you like, you're super busy today, you can only do 1 or 2 things for your business, it would be self-development and adding to your network. I wouldn't even say like posting again to the same people all over again. If you only have time for this, grow your network and do self-development. Show up, show up on Zooms, show up on family calls, show up in events when you can. People are going to follow you if you are doing what you're preaching. So if you want people under you, you're wanting to go Ruby now. Most of you here, like some of you guys are already Ruby that I'm seeing here, but I don't know everybody. You're wanting to go Ruby. So you're wanting everybody to get at 400, and you need one of those people to have 2 distributors under them. So you want those people to be following someone, and everybody needs to follow someone. It's a natural, like we don't need our uplines to be successful, but when we do have an upline that is motivating, it is super, super contagious. So people are going to be following you. So show up, like be there, tag your teams, be present in chats, whatever things you are using for your business, show up every single time that you can. Knowing yourself very well and your team. Sometimes what I see is that people are afraid to like give too much of their time to their team. But I can promise you that the minute I started to like forget about myself a little bit and pour my 100% into my team, this is when my business started booming. When I started doing more Zooms, even if I was like, oh, I don't have time for this today, I want to do my power hour, my work. When you start doing, you don't need to do Zooms, but I mean, anything you're going to be in contact with your team, like call your people. The most important team players are those that are already with you. Even if they're not working, they might start working. And this has happened to me like a bunch of times. People that joined and then like, that's it. Life happens, something happens. And then a few months later, they see you're all in and you're all excited and they see you're going places. So they just like start working all over again. So connect with them, call them, let them know that like, you're here to chat, and it doesn't have to be a business chat only. People have a life. You want to know, like, you're not connected only because of It Works. If this is the case, it's super superficial and people won't be in this for the long run with you. So only messaging people is not the same as calling them. How are you? How are you doing? Just to connect. You don't need to have anything special to tell them, but really get to learn your team. And I always say, like, put like, if you have like a few things that you're going to implement, and we're going to be talking about this today, but taking action, of all those tips that we are giving you in other Zooms, try this, try to invest in your team, and you will see that if you try, and I did it, I built myself to Ruby by myself, I tried to do everything by myself. I did it, I got there. But it's so much harder. Like when you get people to work with you, when you get to know them, you're going to be at the park with your kids, or you're going to be like somewhere with your husband, and you're going to see the enrollments in eSuit. And I have not seen those in my business like up to a few months after, like almost 1 year, I'd say. Okay. And this is because I was focusing on myself only. I'm very red. So I was like, I can do this. I don't need anybody else. People who want this are going to do it. But this is not how it works. People need to be cheered on. People need to have your tips. People need to see how you talk to people. How do you talk to potential? If you have someone on your downline who you see, she's posting consistently, she's doing the work, but she's not signing people, what is going on? why is that person not signing people? So, do whatever it takes to find out. Tell her, okay, send me a screenshot of all your conversations that are happening now. Log into her messenger if she wants, if you can do that, and run the conversations with them so they gain that confidence and they know how to talk to people. Because once someone knows how to talk to people, again, you're going to be seeing enrollments in your eSuite, and this is when it starts being very interesting. Yeah.
Question for you. So for people who are new, who might not have anyone underneath them, would you maybe suggest that they reach out to their upline if they're not enrolling like they think they should be, and maybe let their upline do what you just said, then go through their inbox and tell their upline some stuff?
Yeah. Sorry, I forget, in my head, you guys are all charted or wanting to chart, but I know some of you are distributor. Yeah, totally. The upline is always the person to reach out to. If you're not signing people, she can help you analyze your Instagram, analyze your Facebook, analyze your page. Don't be scared to ask. I would ask Claire all the time, hey, can you go check my Instagram? Can you go check my Facebook? And she would tell me, honestly, what she thought. And this can change everything. As soon as you start to know how to post and how to talk to people, you're going to be booming. So yeah, reach out to your leaders for this. And yeah, be positive, be confident. I just wanted to end on that note. The leader is often you're often going to be the person who people will reach out to at last with hope regarding something, okay? Whether it's because they're having a tough situation or whether it's because they're super happy, they're going to be reaching out to you always. And be that positive person. Be always positive. Doesn't mean that you don't have bad days, but when people come up to me with a problem or a life challenge or a situation, for me, it's always a challenge. It's never oh no, and a sad face, It's always okay, there's a problem, so there's a solution. Let's lead it out together. And this is just how you're going to get the energy glowing in your team. And once you have all that energy, if you're a distributor right now, you're going to be attracting a bunch of people. Even if you're a distributor, you have the ability to attract so many people, so many customers, so many distributors. Don't let this get in your way. If your energy is present and if people feel that you're confident, they are all going to come to you, I promise. Someone is saying they're not hearing me. Are you guys hearing me?
I'm hearing everything just fine, so it's probably just for...
Okay.
Try logging out and logging back in.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. I think that's the only thing I wanted to cover. And you're going to have some space for questions after.
Perfect. You are the best. Okay, so I guess that's a perfect segue right into what I'm going to be talking about. Finding your motivation, finding your confidence. It's easy to say, but it can be a hard thing to do, right? So quickly, for those of you who don't know me well, I'm Brittany. I went Diamond in March, just like Carissa and Jihan, and earned my $10,000 Diamond bonus. But it was not a quick road to Ruby or to Diamond for me. This month, I will have been in the business 23 months. So next month is our 2-year and It Works anniversary. So I didn't hit Diamond until 20 months in the business, and I actually didn't hit Ruby until my 9th month in the business. So I know what it's like to be in it for the long haul for real. And finding, adopting that mindset that's gonna lead you there. It's a journey, you guys. It really is, because I don't think anybody comes into this with exactly what it takes to go Ruby and beyond. I don't. I think that it's all a learning curve. And coming into this, getting your mind right is what's going to be the game changer in your whole business. You can do everything that Jihan just shared with us. You can be intentional in your business and you can be a great leader, but if your mind isn't exactly where it needs to be, then everything that you're doing in your business, all the dots are not going to connect. So you've got to get your mind right. And we say all the time, you'll hear it. It's super cliche, but I love it. Your business can only grow as big as your mind. So you've got to have the brain cell for what it is we're doing. So I think at the root of everybody's mindset and getting your mindset right is your why. So the very first thing you need to do when you sign up and you start this business and you start your road to Ruby, you need to solidify that reason, that why that you joined this business. Because that is the only thing that kept me hanging on when Ruby didn't come in month 1 or month 2 or month 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until month 9. I think it takes a real tough person to stick it out, to wait that long to go Ruby. It really does. And you guys, I mean, my mindset wasn't where it was at. That's why I wasn't going Ruby. I was letting every single discouragement get in my way. I couldn't get out of my own way. I was so let down. I actually made a list of my disappointments so I can read them to you, because I don't want anybody on here to ever think that you are alone when things don't go your way, or that you're the only person who misses opportunities. Let me read this to you, okay? So we started the business in July. I missed my Ruby bonus. We missed my husband's Ruby bonus. I missed qualifying for the cruise the first year, while some of my teammates did qualify for the cruise. Couldn't afford to go to conference that first year, so I missed out on that. I didn't earn any good bonuses in my first year. I missed out on another cruise, and then 3 months in a row, August, September, and October, I missed out on a high $5,000 diamond bonus. Come on, okay? If I can put up with all of that adversity and missing that many bonuses and that many opportunities, anybody can do it. But I can look back on it now and go, you know what? It's because my mind wasn't right. Because I had decided I was doing this business, but I wasn't doing the right things to put my mind where it needed to be. So one of those things I needed to do was solidify my reason for doing this. Your why needs to be that driving force. No excuse should ever be bigger than your why at all. Also, you don't ever want your why to become your excuse. So if you started this business for your children because you want to give them a good life, I better not ever hear you saying, I can't do it, my kids made me too tired today. Because your kids are the reason that you're doing this. So that's what I mean when I say don't let your why become your excuse. And no excuse should be bigger than your why. If you let anything come in between getting to that end goal that you set when you start this business, then your why is not big enough. You have to solidify that driving force behind your business if you're going to hang on tight to get where you need to go, okay? So one of those things that I did to kind of get my mind right was I really thought about what I wanted this business to do for my family. And that truly was bringing my husband home. I decided to start this business because it was between getting a full-time 9-to-5 job, or to pretty much afford to put my kids in daycare, or finding another way to make an income to stay home so that my husband could go out of the house to make an income for us. So that's what we were doing. I was staying home, he was going to work, but it just wasn't enough. And it came to a point really where, you know, I felt like if I didn't have to make that compromise to leave the home and make an income, maybe he shouldn't either. So we wanted to bring him home. So every single day when I got up and I faced any kind of a problem, a team that wasn't working, or maybe I wasn't getting enough enrollments, which I've never been a top enroller. I've never been, like, I struggled to fill my steps to success every month. You are not alone. Even as a diamond leader, I can struggle some months. And so I kind of lost my train of thought there. But I think my whole point was having that why and hanging on to that why, and how that kind of evolved for us into this, you know, every single day when I would face something that wasn't going the way I thought it should in my business, I just put that image of my husband home with us every single day, doing things as a full-time family. And ever since March, that's our reality. We brought my husband home. He's here with us every day. Sometimes I'm like, why did I ever do that? No, I'm kidding. But it's such a blessing. We are so blessed by this business, like I can't even tell you. And the only reason that we pushed through missing all of those opportunities when any normal person would have quit, we didn't, because we're not normal people. Nobody who joins It Works is a normal person, and that's the beauty of it. So that's how you get your mind right. Find your why. Find that thing that's going to drive it. You know, whether it's a wedding you want to pay for, a car you want to pay off, a house you want to buy, or bringing your husband home or your wife home, whatever it might be. Put that in the forefront of your mind and of your heart and let it lead you in this business. Because guess what? There are other people, no matter what your why is, who's going to relate to that exact reason that you joined this business. Other people are going to have very similar reasons for joining. So you've got to be loud and proud about your why. You've got to share it with the whole world and tell them why you joined this business. It wasn't to annoy them on social media. It was because you have big dreams for your life. Be loud and proud about it. So the next part to that, to, you know, having that mindset, is self-development. And Gian talked a little bit about it, and I loved it. Self-development, I did exactly what she said for so long. Claire and Alyssa were telling me, you've got to do your self-development. And for so long, I'm like, yeah, that. Absolutely. Come on, guys. Sometimes just watching training videos on YouTube or just plugging into one Zoom a week, sometimes it's not enough. Pick up a book, get an audiobook, listen to a podcast. You know, start typing things into Google and really, really expanding your mind. because like I said, your business is only going to grow as big as your mind. There was a time in my business, and do not mistake this for self-development, I was pumping through like 3 to 5 books a month. I thought I had it going on. No, the whole point is to be listening to videos or podcasts or reading books, taking things from what you're reading or listening to and applying it to your life and business. That's how you're going to get, that self-development and get your mindset where it needs to be. And I know our top leaders, every top leader in this company does self-development daily and has done self-development daily to get themselves where they're at. I don't think there's a single one that hasn't or doesn't. So do that. So some specific books to start with for where everyone's at, being someone who's new or heading towards Ruby. My 2 favorite books for this stage in your business, the books that kind of changed the game for me, were Go for No, which is a super quick read. It is so necessary for you to read. I listen to the audio. It's kind of like a storyline, so it's like nice to listen to on audio, but it's a great quick read. And Go Pro. Go Pro taught me so much about the world of network marketing, so much, invaluable things, really. So Go Pro and Go for No. Try those 2 books out for self-development. If you haven't started yet, start there. Go on the team page, type training into the search bar, start there. You've got to do the self-development to get your mind right. The last part to my little spiel here is finding your confidence. This is a huge one for me because, oh, that's okay. So this is a huge one for me because finding confidence, I feel like, can be the hardest thing sometimes. We can get on there and we can post like we're all excited, right? But we don't know how it's being received on the other end of the computer. Well, I know now how it's being received. People see right through it. If you're not really convicted in what you're saying, people are going to be able to tell if you're being a phony baloney. It doesn't matter how many exclamation points or emojis you use, people see right through it. And I thought for the longest time that the more excited I sounded in capital letters and everything was pretty, that people were going to pay attention, and that's just not the case. You've got to give them substance, and that comes from believing in what you're doing. If you don't believe in what you're doing, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? You've got to have some kind of level of faith in what you're doing. And faith, what is faith really? It's believing in something before you can see it versus seeing in something in order to believe it. You've got to believe that this business is going to do these things for you. That's the only way it's going to. And like Jihan was saying, if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like one. You treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like one. And you've got to have that confidence inside of you and be convicted about your decision every single day, okay? So, but here's what tipped the scales for me in the confidence department. I started having like some real bad stomach problems around September. I started taking our probiotic, and I started sharing about how it was helping me with my tummy problems. Just in sharing those posts, I got this whole new level of confidence came to my business, having a product that I could go to someone and say, this literally made my life better, and be just so excited to share it with other people. It made all the difference. I had other leaders messaging Claire saying, what happened to Brittany? Like, where's this new confidence coming from? Other people saw it before I even felt it. That's what confidence is, you guys. Even when you don't feel it in here, other people are going to see whether or not you believe in what you're doing. So my point here, the best way to gain your confidence in this business, honestly, I might even say the only way to truly gain your confidence, become a product of the product, because you will never, ever not be able to sell something that you truly love. You have to love what you're talking about every single day on your page. You have to have a connection to these products. And a lot of people who are just getting started, you've got wraps in your kit. And like Carissa told you, you've got your 2 wrap rewards. Start there. If it has to be cheap for now, do it the cheap way. Get on a live video. Show everybody wrapping you. Have that confidence, even if it pains you, you guys. Because at a certain point, you're going to look back and you're going to go, thank goodness I didn't stay inside that little box. You cannot confine yourself in this business. If it feels uncomfortable, if it makes you a little bit on edge, good. Then you're doing the right things in your business. You want to feel uncomfortable. Heck, I'm uncomfortable right now. And guess what? This is growing me exponentially to be doing a Zoom like this. You want to feel uncomfortable, but having that confidence is what's going to help push you through. Knowing your why and solidifying that why is what's going to push you through. So I think that that's all I have to say on that. So we'll kind of, do you want to go around and do our one little quick tip first and then open up for questions? Perfect. Carissa, you can go ahead with your tip.
First of all, you were preaching, Britt. I am so proud of you. So I've been in this business with Brittany for a really long time. And when she says that she has grown so much as a person. It's like so much. Like I've always felt like I've known her, but now I truly feel like I know who she is. And then, so that's just like really cool, because I think like what she said, your teammates, your uplines, your sign lanes are all going to get to see that change and that confidence in you. And then before my tip, just to kind of go along with that, I was stuck at Emerald for 13 months. 13 months at Emerald. I earned my $2,000 Emerald bonus. And I never earned a bonus before. And I was like, I'm going to go diamond like right away. It took me 13 months, you guys. And the first self-development book I read is the month I went diamond. So do not like hold back on that. You just have to do it. And I am not a reader, so I definitely did that on audio. But I am going to actually read a book this month, and then because I do audiobooks now all the time, and it's so easy. Just do it in the morning when you're getting ready. Anyways, so my tips, I have a few. You have got to take action. This is your business. Nobody is going to build this business for you. I know sometimes, like, especially when you look at your chart, some people think, oh, well, let's say Brittany gave me my first loyal customer to help me out. She really wants me to get that fast start bonus, so she gave me that first loyal customer. I'm going to let her give me that second loyal customer and that third loyal customer and that fourth loyal customer. No, this is your business. We are only here to help you. It should never be an expectation for you to be past a loyal customer, a distributor. If you are being given somebody, you should take that, and you should, like for me, I try even harder to match it, if not surpass it. Because I want to work for my business. Because if you get somewhere and you've just been given everybody, your team will crumble because you don't have the answers. Everybody has the same tools when they start this business. If you don't know something, just try and Google it, or go to Product Coach and try to figure out the answer without always asking your upline. We are here for you, and we can help you answer like wordings and product information, everything. But if you have that extra, like, I don't know, even 2 to 5 minutes, just go do it, because you're going to learn so much more utilizing your tools. And then you are going to be able to help teach your team to do the same thing. So, and it kind of goes along with what Brittany and John said. To take action, you just have to throw away all your excuses. There's nothing else that comes to it. You cannot let anything get in your way. Like for me, I don't want to work full-time anymore. So because I work full-time, I cannot say that that's why I can't work my business. That has to make me work harder to work that business. So I just think it's super important to take action. Like I said, it's your business. It's nobody else's business. So you have to remember your why and why you started to get you to your goal. So don't rely on anybody, just do it yourself. And that's it.
Love that. Thank you so much. Okay. So being intentional, that's what Carissa was talking about. And honestly, I'm going to throw a little side note in there. Power hours, you guys. If I had known what a power hour was when I was trying to go Ruby, or the whole year that I sat from Ruby until I went diamond, had I really known what that consisted of, oh my Lord, it would have changed my business so much earlier. It gives you this whole different sense of focus when you sit down and you know what you're sitting down to do. Because how many times, especially early on, when you're working towards Ruby, how many times, you guys, Carissa and Jahan, did you feel like you were just scrolling and being super unintentional? And you were spinning your wheels. So you want to really sit down, break it into 10 or 15 minute little segments. And, for 15 minutes, do self-development. For 15 minutes, follow up with people. For 15 minutes, love on your loyal customers. And just break it up however you need to. So that's just another little part on the being intentional. So my little tip for you guys, something that completely changed my business. Another thing, don't we wish we knew then what we know now? Because all of these people on here tonight get to take this stuff that we've learned and go put it and implement it in their business a whole year earlier than we got to. I'm so jealous of you guys. So this changed my business, and it almost happened accidentally. In the whole month of March, when I'm trying to go diamond, I was sending out so many messages. Okay, look away if you're squeamish, because I'm going to get a little fun here. I developed this in the month of March. Don't look if you're squeamish. Can you see that little lump? From overuse of my wrist from texting. That's why we voice message now, you guys. For the sake of your wrist, please voice message, because it really pained my wrist to be doing this the whole month of March. And if you want that Ruby promotion, you better be doing a whole lot of this every single, well, actually a whole lot of this. Hold one button down. You guys, voice messaging changes your business. People can hear you. You are now a real person on the other end of their phone. You are not another message that they're going to block and delete out of their inbox. And guess what? People are so nosy. People love to hear other people be vulnerable. You are not going to get an unanswered voice message. You're just not, because they're going to go, oh, it was a voice message. It's a little bit seriouser than a text message. They're going to listen to it, and you're going to see that they listen to it, and then they're going to be compelled to answer you. Voice messaging also gets very to the point. So that's it. That's my simple and really useful tip for you guys that I hope and I pray every person implements into their business, because it will change everything. Everything. And if you're wondering, like, what does my voice message sound like? All right, if I'm going to message like a potential who I see on Facebook and I just think they'd rock this business, it's so simple, you guys. I literally am just like, hey girl, I just came across your page. I'm freaking out because I have this opportunity in my hands and it's completely changed my life. I think it's going to change yours too. Let me know when you have a couple minutes to chat. Period. That's it. That's all I do. Let go of the button, move on to the next one. It is so simple. Don't be afraid. It's just like kind of like talking on the phone to a friend. And guess what? They're not going to hear it right away either. So don't be nervous about it. Really push yourself out of your comfort zone. I encourage all of you. I challenge all of you. And I want you to let me know if you do it tonight. So there's 30 of you on here. So minus us three, 27 people should be sending me a message tonight saying I sent out at least 3 voice messages. That's what I want. If you're going Ruby, then do that for me tonight. Send me a message after you do a voice message. All right, Jihan, you can go ahead, share your tip, and wrap us up.
This Zoom is so good. Okay, I was taking notes because while you girls were talking, I was like having to say some things about the power hour. If you don't know what you should be doing during that power hour, please go to your upline and ask them, like, what is it that you're doing during an hour? Because I swear when I started, I remember I would tell my husband, I don't understand when they say to sit down and work an hour. What do they do? Because in my head, I was posting, and if people wanted something, they were going to tell me. I wasn't doing anything else. So please, if you're not sure what this is all about, message your upline about it. Voice message, you guys. I'm sure like we're the coolest MLM just because we do voice message a lot, and people tell me all the time like, oh my god, this is so awesome that you guys do this. And sometimes they like will answer in voice message, and it looks like you're already friends. That's it. Like you can talk and say whatever. And it's funny because my husband has a business too, and he does Facebook ads for other business, and like he's like, man, how am I gonna like be special in those groups full of people doing Facebook ads? I need to find something. I'm like, you know what? All those people that are writing, I need someone to help me with my ads. Send them a voice message. And then he sent them a voice message. And every time they're like, 25 people messaged me, but you're the only one who voice messaged me. So like, let's talk, it's super, super, super powerful. So definitely it was just a little story that I had to share. My tip is, I feel like I always share the same thing, but it's about like Brittany said, you're not normal. We don't want to be normal. When you're an entrepreneur, when you have a work from home business, it is not a get rich quick scam. You have to work in order to get your money and to get your freedom. This is the best part of it. You don't only get money. Work your business day in and day out. Even if you only have 2 minutes, work your business day in and day out. It has so many consequences that sometimes we're not aware of. When you message people on Instagram, they're going to be looking at everything you did in the last month. When you are adding people on Facebook, they're going to be scrolling down your page to see what it is you do before adding you. This can change your business. It can change like what people are going to accept your requests, what people are going to even read your messages, if people are going to become really potentials because they're going to look at your page and feel super confident that you're here all the time. Don't have any excuses. I remember I had a surgery in January, and I was like, first I was at home in pain, and I was messaging at home, and then I went to the emergency room, and I was like laid down in that bed with like, I didn't have any morphine or nothing yet. And I was messaging, I was talking to Claire, and we had like this girl, she was like, help me, this girl speaks French, I need you to help me. And like, we have to be in a chat and everything. And I was like, I was telling my husband, I must be looking like a freak. That girl in pain, they're like, she has I don't know how you say this in English, appendix, whatever. that thing. Yeah, I had to get it removed, and it was like almost perforating, and I was like in so much pain, and I was just like this, in my bed. But I went diamond 2 months after. Like, those are the things that are going to get you where you are. So we don't have any excuses at all. Like, don't make excuses for nothing, literally. And believe before you see it. I'm gonna close with this. You have to believe in it before you see. People get super inspired with their enroller. When you join us in the business, or when you join whatever person you join, it's because you're inspired and because you want that same freedom and you want to be making those kind of paychecks. But you're not seeing those in the beginning. Like, you could, okay? Everything is possible. You could have crazy amounts of enrollments in your first month, and I have seen this and I know it's possible. But I'm saying you have to believe in it before you see the money. You have to believe in it until you see it, because now I think the girls could tell you, we like die when commissions are posted on eToro. It's a big jump from Ruby to Diamond. You literally die. You're like, we have like some VIP Diamond and above groups, and people are like, okay, preliminary commissions are about to be posted, and everybody's freaking out. And like, it's such a huge step, and it means so much in our lives, that hang in there and believe in your business and believe in you before you see it and before you experiment it. And when I went diamond, I just messaged Claire crying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that I stayed, even like with my first $35 paycheck, while people were like, $35, what the heck, are you gonna keep doing this? Just like hang in there.
I love it. That's such good advice. Okay, I think that about wraps it up. If anyone has a question, you can unmute yourself right now and just shout it out. We'll just give you like 30 little seconds for that, so you can just scream at us. Or type it in the chat and then unmute yourself, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to linger for a second, be really awkward for a second. So everyone.
So I have a question, Brett.
Perfect.
Hi, sorry. Okay, so I recently am home now with the kids, and I find it a lot harder to do things. Like, it legit is almost more challenging to be home full time and run this business for me. And I know, like, I'm trying to, like, I'm a super green personality, so it's a disorder. Like, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, like, when you like totally hit the nail on the head when you said, like, when you sit down for that power hour, and I feel like I'm scrolling, like, I feel like my potentials list could be 300 people, but how do you prioritize all these potentials? Like, how do I make it a power hour instead of a power 8 hour? Because I don't know, like, how do I simplify it?
So being home, I'm home with kids too. So the very first thing I do is, obviously, I don't touch my cell phone unless I intend on answering every message or doing something with it. So that helps me to feel more in control, is that I'm not actually even going to pick up my cell phone unless I'm doing something intentional with it. If I got to make a phone call, whatever. But if I'm picking up that cell phone when I'm spending time with my children, it's to be intentional, to make a post or to do something like that. Now, for an actual power hour, being really intentional, it's just setting those little 15-minute time segments and then sticking to it. And with keeping your potentials organized, I had to do this when I was trying to go diamond. I had 20 months worth of people who I might have forgot to follow up with, or just potentials that I let kind of slip through the drain. And so what you got to do is take one power hour and devote that to making a potentials list, to making it. So don't break it up into chunks. Maybe just commit, do 4 power hours this week, and each one commit to one thing. Because that's how I like to do it personally for myself. And I share that with my team a lot, because I don't think it has anything to do with I was going to say I'm a blue personality, but I don't think this has anything to do with it. So for me, it's maybe the mom brain, whatever it is, I need that chunk, because that first 10 minutes, I might be feeling like I'm lost. But then I need that good 20 minutes, half hour into it. That's when you find your groove. And you just set a timer and commit to it. You're done at that hour marker. You're going to feel like it's not so much work that way too. It's going to keep it fun if you do it in smaller segments and you're being intentional. At the end of that hour, you're going to be like, wow, I just got so much crap done. It's going to feel great.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Anybody else?
Okay, I have one thing to add real quick. When you said blue personality, it reminded me, go figure out your color personality, because you might be like, oh my gosh, I'm just so not like Brittany. Like, I could never be on this Zoom. I am like so not organized. I can't do that. I'm not organized. Like, that personality, I have literally 1.9% organization in me. There's like nothing there. So I'm not going to compare myself or watch Zooms of those people. They might have some awesome tips, but I'm just not going to relate to them. So just go find like your personality and then just kind of watch leaders that are like you, because that'll help you grow quicker also. But also don't get stuck in your personality. I definitely believe that we should all be like an equal part of each color, but that will come with self-development also.
Perfect. Yep. And you can actually type in the Freedom Legacy page. I think if you type color personality, or in the Elite Legacy page, if you just type in color personality into the search bar, there's a quiz that will pop up for you. So yeah, that's color personality is a great thing to know. It's helped me so much. I read articles all the time. Like when I run into a problem, I'm like, well, how would a blue handle this? Because I guess that's what I am. So, and it really helps. It helps to know, and it helps to, you can plan out your week and your day better, knowing what's going to work better for you, being, you know, a green versus a red, or, you know what I mean? So yeah, color personality, huge. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one question.
Perfect.
Okay, so I remember when me and you were talking about doing like having your close family and friends as people that you would want to be as perspectives. I'm having a hard time with my close family and friends.
Okay.
Like, after my results yesterday, which I was floored by, I could not even believe it. Like, I talked to my mom, I talked to everybody about it, and they were just like, oh, that's great, it's great. And then everyone that I've been talking to, they're all like, yeah, I want to do it, but I don't have the money. And they're all like we had talked about, they're lingering, so I'm kind of moving on. So, yeah.
Here is what you need to do. So keep those people on your follow-up list, like I've said. Keep following up with them weekly, and keep putting yourself out there with those wraps, wearing them, loving them, sharing them. Because it takes a person 7 to 21 times to see something to act upon it. So it might take 21 times messaging that person, or 21 times of them seeing you with a wrap on, using it and loving it, for them to say, okay, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. Every time you're getting a no, you're going to translate that in your brain to a not right now. And you're just going to keep following up. Don't let them slip through the cracks. Be consistent in following up, but don't dwell on them. Because the number one, I think I implemented this going diamond because I just didn't have the time to deal with people who didn't want to spend the money or didn't believe in what I was offering to them. I simply didn't have truly the time to put in. And if you implement that now, if you are very kind and understanding, but kind of on to the next one. That's how I see it. On to the next one. You get a no, great. I'm going to keep going until I get a yes. And you just don't dwell, just keep going. And honestly, every time I get a no, it motivates me to go out there and get 3 more. So just, have that perspective and keep on pushing through. And your warm market is only going to get you so far. So if those people are already telling you no, start building your network, start breaking into your cold market. I didn't have a warm market. My mom was my warm market, you guys. So I had 218 followers on Instagram. Like, I had work to do. 11.5 thousand followers on Instagram later, and I've got a great cold market. So keep going, add to your network, follow up with those people who are telling you no, and get that confidence. Amp it up. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Anybody else?
Hi.
Hi.
So I just started probably like a week or 2 ago, and I recently, like earlier today, I had a family member who messaged me saying that one of their friends was interested in getting like the defining gel, but like I don't know who that person is, and so I had no way of like contacting them, or I just don't know how to go about like talking to like potential loyal customers like in that way. So what I did like in the meantime was just like, I gave them like my website, but I don't know.
Okay. Perfect. So for someone who doesn't know what to do, that was a great thing to do. But here's what you're going to do from here on out. So when someone gives you a referral to someone who you don't know personally, you're going to get their first and last name. You're going to ask the person who's referring them, do you happen to have that person's phone number? If I can get a phone number for a person I don't know, I'm going to hop right on the phone. Hey, so-and-so said you were interested. You got time for a chat? If you get just their name and you can find them on social media, then go at it that way. But so talking to somebody who you don't really know personally, I talk to everybody the exact same. Every last person on planet Earth is my best friend, because that's just how I operate, and that it's more smooth for me. It eliminates any anxiety talking to people that I don't know. But here's the thing with the website, and this is kind of one of my rules of thumb. I don't give that website until they're like, okay, I'm ready to order. I'm sitting down right now. because it's none of your business what my website looks like unless you're ordering or you're signing up. So what people do with your website some of the time is they'll go there, they'll look at the products, they'll decide, nope, this isn't for me, without you ever getting the chance to tell them about them, tell them how they've changed your life, share testimonies with them, explain to them the loyal customer program. So the number one thing you want to do when you have a new potential loyal customer is try to get them on a FaceTime, on a phone call, or start voice messaging them. If you really don't know them and don't have, so when you sent the website, was that like the first communication? You found them on Facebook and sent it?
No, I sent it back to my aunt who sent it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so if it's like that, then, Jihan, Carissa, do you have any other, better? I feel like I'm not really giving her what she needs.
No, it is helpful, though.
Okay, good.
You can do that when it's someone. I do this only if it's someone that's pretty hard to reach, or some old lady that wouldn't want to give her phone number, those stuff. But rule number one, you want to talk to that person personally. It's going to seal the deal so much faster. You're going to be able to share.
That's what I was trying to say. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Anybody else? This will be the last one. If there is one. No? Okay, I think that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. This was so much fun. You lit my fire. You always do. I hope it did the same for you guys. Keep pushing. Never give up. And if you're ever feeling sorry for yourself, just message me and I'll read you my list of shortcomings again. All right? I'll see you guys later. Have a great night.